children and children's children ask you about these stones mean. And archaeologists have discovered those stones, by the way. They're there, ain't they? That means life. That means liberty. That means the leadership and lordship of Christ. Everything that we can ever need, it's not over there in the wilderness. It's over there in the land promised to Abraham by God. Caleb, you don't have to fight for that mountain. It's already yours. Joshua, that creek you're wading in and those grapes you're eating, you don't have to strive with Anakim for it. It's already yours. We don't please God by sight. We please God by faith. Are you grabbing this morning? Somebody here this morning, you've been struggling, and it's because you're in the wilderness. But I'm telling you, as surely as Elijah crossed over, you can cross over. From religion to reality, from weakness to strength, from criticism to forbearance. God's total deliverance does make a distinct difference. You don't have to be a grumbler about men. You can be a praiser of the Lord. You don't have to constantly put people down. You can strive to lift people up. And you don't have to be overcome with all that stuff. You can overcome all of that stuff. And then the waters collapse. Can you imagine? All of that lake burst forth and a break, and those stones that were in that water where the feet of the priest stood, now you can't see them because death and judgment's done covered all of that over. Are you getting it? He took all your condemnation and took it out of the way and made a new and a living way. He'll get you out. He'll get you across. He'll get you over. He'll get you into a place that He's had for you all along. How do you do that? In Him. Because the reinstituted law was in that box. The budding, fruitful rod was in that box. And the pot of gold was in that box.
All there.
Everything you need is in Him.
Amen.
Now I'm going to close. I promise you it's 10 after. There is a pull. There is a draw. We don't have time. You don't even put those verses up. We'll try to get them later. But there is a draw. We can draw near to God, or we can draw back. So I want everybody to look up there to your right, to the right of the Jordan River. Young people especially. There is an attraction. There is an alluring. There's a pull. That's what draw means. You ever put two magnets together and feel that force? That pull? There's a pull from this world. There's a draw to death. But then there is a pull to life. Now Jesus said, where your treasure is, there's your heart. He said in John 12, if I be lifted up from the earth, I will draw all men unto me. So if you've got a pull of God's grace, and then you've got a pull of that old strenuous law of the flesh, and the direction that you go and the direction that I go depends upon the direction that I'm looking. If I listen and look to this world, I will naturally be pulled to it. My attraction is to what is alluring me. So it's my job to try to govern what I'm looking at and who I'm listening to. It's the old preaching that I used to do young people when I was a 19-year-old preacher, telling kids not to look at the world. It's the same thing today as it was then. Because there's death out there. There's misery out there. There's a lot of things that'll hurt you and potentially even kill you out there. But if Christ will be the attraction of your life and you can follow Him, Romans 8 says the Spirit that raised up Jesus dwells in you. You got the Ark of the Covenant. You got resurrection power that's leading you beside still waters and into green pastures.